Let us see about Biot number, and also let us differentiate between steady, unsteady and lumped heat transfer. First, in order to know about Biot number, we need to know about steady, unsteady and lumped heat transfer. So here, first let us see steady flow heat transfer. In steady flow heat transfer, there is constant heat flow rate. That means there is no temperature change with time at any point. So temperature is a function of space coordinate. Temperature is a function of space coordinate and it is not a function of time. So it is not a function of time. Temperature is function of space coordinate. That means if you consider here particular temperature, let us say 20 degrees centigrade here, let us say here it is 10 degrees centigrade. So there is heat transfer Q1 and let us say this is it, you have observed this at 12:30 p.m. If you are observing this at 12:30 p.m. then here it is 20 degrees centigrade and here it is 10 degrees centigrade. Now if you observe at 12:40 p.m. then here there is same 20 degrees centigrade temperature and here 10 degrees centigrade temperature. So the Q1, the heat transfer will be same Q1, or let us say this is Q2. Then in steady flow heat transfer, Q1 is equal to Q2. So the heat transfer rate will be same at any time. The temperature may be different at different positions. So if you look at this, here it is 20 degrees centigrade, here it might be 19 degrees centigrade, here 15, here 12 and here finally 10. So the temperature at different points is different, but it does not vary with time. That is called as steady flow heat transfer. In steady flow heat transfer, the heat transfer rate is constant at any time. Then what is this unsteady flow? This unsteady flow heat transfer can also be called as transient heat flow. Unsteady flow heat transfer can also be called as transient heat flow. In this unsteady flow, steady means which does not change, the temperature does not change with time. Unsteady means the temperature changes with time and the temperature changes with space coordinate also. So T is a function of space coordinate, that means it changes with the position, and T is also function of time. That means at 12:30 p.m. if you observe this same wall, here it was 20 degrees centigrade at 12:30 p.m. and here it is at 10 degrees centigrade. So this one is Q1. Now at 12:40 p.m. if you observe this wall of unsteady state, then here this might be 18 degrees centigrade, here it might be 9 degrees centigrade. So there is 2 degrees centigrade decrease in left surface of the wall and 1 degree centigrade decrease in the right surface of the wall. So there is Q2 heat transfer. If you look at this, there is 2 degree centigrade decrease, here it is 1 degree centigrade decrease. So this Q1 is not equal to Q2. So this is in case of unsteady flow. Finally, you can say that the temperature is changing with space coordinate. So here there is one temperature, here there is another temperature, here there is another, here there is another temperature, here there is another, and here also, here it might be 15, here it might be 12, here it might be 10, and here it is 9 degrees centigrade. Space with space coordinates, it is the temperature is different, and also with time there is temperature difference. Here 20 degrees centigrade is there, and here it is 18 degrees centigrade. So with temperature, with space coordinate and time, with position and time, both temperature is changing. This is unsteady flow. There is a special case of a unsteady flow which is called as lumped heat transfer. So there is no perfectly lumped heat transfer, but this can be treated as a model, or this can be treated as some assumption. So we can achieve the lumped heat transfer. So this lumped heat transfer in case of steady flow heat transfer, temperature was a function of only space coordinate. It is not a function of time. In case of unsteady flow, temperature is function of space coordinate, and temperature is a function of time. In case of lumped heat transfer, temperature is function of time only. Temperature is not a function of space coordinate. So temperature is function of time only. So here lumped heat transfer can be observed in a thin wire like this. So if the temperature here is 20 degrees centigrade, here also 20 degrees centigrade will be present, and at every point 20 degrees centigrade will be present if you observe it at some 12:30 p.m. Now at 12:40 p.m. if you observe this, if the temperature changes here is 18 degrees centigrade, here also 18 degrees centigrade will be present. So at every point the 18 degrees centigrade will be present in this lumped heat transfer. So there is a change in temperature with time. The temperature has changed with time, but the temperature did not change with position. This is the lumped heat transfer. So lumped heat transfer can be differentiated with unsteady heat flow with a simple example. Suppose that there is an electric wire. There is an electric wire, and the circuit has been connected so that current flows through it. If the current flows through it, the temperature will be high at all the points in the electric wire. Suppose that let us say there is 37 degrees centigrade at every point on this electric wire. Now if I switch off the circuit or open the circuit, then at every point of the wire, now suppose say there is 35 degrees centigrade. This is the lumped heat transfer. That means there is no appreciable change in the temperature at every position. So at this position it might be 35 degrees centigrade. At this position, suppose say it is 34.9 degrees centigrade. Here that 34.8 degrees centigrade. So there is a small differentiation between temperatures at different positions. This is the lumped heat transfer. We can approximate it to lumped heat transfer. And unsteady heat flow, this can be said with an example of meat. If you take a piece of meat, and you are grilling it, so that after not completely grilling, you have taken outside after not completely roasting it, you have taken it and you have cut it into 2 pieces. If you observe this, cutted part, the top portion, this portion, all these parts are roasted, and this portion also, all these parts are roasted nicely. But the part inside, the inside part, this part is not roasted. That means the heat supplied is not reached to this point. That means the temperature here outside on the outside part is high, the temperature inside is low. That means there is temperature change with position and temperature change with time. Temperature change with position and also temperature change with time. This is called as unsteady flow, unsteady or transient flow. So now here our main concern is with a lumped heat transfer. So how to define this lumped heat transfer for any material? How can we say that this material can achieve lumped heat transfer? So if you observe this copper wire, copper wire was thin, and this dimension is very thin, and so that the temperature variation is not much with the position. So this depends on the size. So if the size is small, we can say that lumped heat transfer can be achieved. And what factors does that affect? If the conduction is high, that means at a faster rate the heat flows. If at a faster rate heat flows, the temperature distribution will be the temperature difference will be not that much with position. So conduction should be high. And what else? If the convection is low, that means there is no heat transfer through there is no much heat transfer through convection, so that the temperature after distributing into this different points of the body, or in this case the copper wire, the temperature after distributing to different points of the body and after attaining the same temperature overall in this wire, then only the heat is transferred to convection if the convection is low. So now on these factors, the size should be low, conduction should be high, convection should be low. This we got by our intuition, but we cannot say in engineering applications like this, size should be low, conduction should be high, convection should be low. We cannot say like this. There should be a specific value to define lumped heat transfer. Now let us consider this. Let us consider this unsteady heat flow. So here there is temperature T1 and here there is temperature T2. The heat is flowing. This is at 12:30 p.m. At 12:40 p.m. This might be some T3 and this might be some T4. But at 12:30 p.m. I am considering this. So this is T1 and this is T2. Here it is T infinity. The atmospheric temperature is T infinity. Now at this point, at this time, that means at 12:30 p.m. I am writing energy balance equation. That means Q conduction is equal to Q convection. Q conduction is equal to Q convection. What is Q conduction? Ka into T1 minus T2 by L, and this is L, is equal to Q. What is Q convection? HA into T2 minus T infinity. So A gets cancelled, and from this we can get T1 minus T2 by T2 minus T infinity is equal to HL by K. Now if you observe this, what is lumped heat transfer? Lumped means there should be no change of temperature with position. So at every position, at every point of the body, the temperature should be approximately same. So here this is T1, which is higher temperature, here this is T2, which is higher temperature. So if the temperature T1 equals to T2, nearly equals to T2, then we can say that body possesses lumped heat transfer. Now that means this T1 minus T2 should be tending to 0, so that this one will be tending to 0. So HL by K should be very low, such that it reaches 0. So this HL by K is very low, then we can say that lumped heat transfer model can be applied. Lumped heat transfer model can be applied for this. HL by K should be very low. If you observe this, now I am multiplying with A on numerator and denominator. Now this can be written as L by Ka divided by 1 by Ha. If you look at this, L by Ka, this is the conductive resistance. 1 by Ha is convective resistance. L by K is conductive resistance, 1 by Ha is convective resistance. So in this if the conductive resistance is high, there is a large change in temperature difference. If the conductive resistance is low, there is the heat flow will be high and temperature difference will be low. So if the conductive resistance matters, if the conductive resistance is high, that means, if the conductive resistance is low, conduction will be high. If the convective resistance is high, convection will be low. So this is the one that we defined by our intuition. Conduction is high, convection is low. So this HL by K is given by a scientist known as Biot, and that number is Biot number. Biot number is equal to HL by K, and this L is LC. This is characteristic length. We will see about characteristic length in another video. This is the characteristic length, and this K is of solid. You should not confuse this with Nusselt number. Nusselt number is equal to HLC by K fluid. So K is of fluid in case of Nusselt number, K is of a solid in case of Biot number. This is about Biot number. If HLC by K, that is, if Biot number is low, so from where did we get this one? If the Biot number is low, then we can apply lumped heat transfer. So how much low should be Biot number? So he gave that if Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1, then we can use lumped heat transfer. If the Biot number is greater than 0.1, we need to use Heisler-Chat. So if the Biot number is less than or equal to 0.1, we need to use lumped heat transfer.